Today we're having our distinguished guest, Summer Wang, to join my show. She's a serial entrepreneur in the fashion industry. She's a mentor at the Harvard Venture Club, and she's also the co-founder and designer of the New York fashion brand Eukari. So we're very lucky to have her on our show today, and she will share a lot of her experience being an entrepreneur in the fashion industry and integrating AI in her work. We will also tackle the million-dollar question: what AI is truly worth building for the fashion industry? So stay with us until the end to find out.
Thank you for the introduction. That's really kind.
Yeah, thanks for coming to our show. And how are you doing?
Yeah, recently I've been busy preparing for the launch for our new collection, which is gonna come out next week. And it's very
Congratulations.
exciting.
What's the new collection about?
The dress I'm wearing today, it's a Qipao collection for everyday professional attire.
Oh, that's very nice. Maybe I'll add some pictures on our show so that people can see like some of the beautiful dresses.
The factory was like my playground when I was a kid. So I love spending time there and finding colorful paper and crafting DIY, like turning paper into like paper castle. So that's how I found that I love being creative and love to create something from my hands. So when I went to college, I decided to study fashion design in the UK and learn about how to turn my idea into reality. So moving to New York, meeting my co-founder, starting this fashion business was a big step for me. I learned how to combine creativity and business together. And it's all about bringing together my passion for design, innovation, and the skills I pick up along the way, and always learning something new.
Yeah. Do you think it's from packaging to fashion? It's a big jump as well. Um,
I don't think it's a big jump because I see a lot similarities between them because like packaging boxes and a piece of for fashion, they are delivering a same message. For example, the packaging boxing is delivering the message of the brand. It's like a way to communicate between the brand and consumer. So for fashion, as a wearer, you are trying to deliver a message of who you are. I see a lot of similarity between fashion and packaging.
I see. Maybe I can make the connection about building AI, which is what I do, is similar as well in a sense it's building things kind of with your hand. And the amazing thing is about being a Chinese woman myself, I'm very looking forward actually being able to dress professionally with my traditional type of dress, right? At workplace. That would
Yeah.
be awesome. Yeah, but you are the one who are making it possible. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey from growing up in an industrial district in China, and how did you become a fashion entrepreneur in New York?
Thank you for the question. So I grew up in the factory setting environment because my family has paper packaging like business manufacturing.
But speaking of AI in fashion, because I'm based in Silicon Valley, I'm more familiar with people like founders in AI applications. Fashion is more of the niche market that I've seen. So you're like the first and the only fashion industry AI founder that I've met. So tell me honestly, do you think AI is what you think about it, or it's actually not?
To be
You
honest,
know
I
what I
had
mean?
a
Yeah.
higher expectation when AI just came out. I thought maybe you could replace designers. So I tried. Then I
Mhm.
found out, oh, it's not going to replace designers in any short time. I think it's definitely a very like useful tool that can really save you a lot of time, make everything more efficient. I think you have to lower your expectation. It also depends on how you want to use AI. I think AI is very good at collecting data, analyze data, predict maybe trends. But if you want AI to do the designer role, I think you still need a human in the team to oversee the whole process and make the decision.
Do you currently use AI for your business?
Yeah, we are currently using AI like tools for our business. I'm passionate about using tech knowledge to innovate the traditional process. But recently, we have been partnering with ECAI for marketing content, like especially with the model photo shoots. The tool creates realistic model photos and poses for our brand. We also collaborate with a different company called Zelia for the styling recommendation. So basically, the platform recommend the styles to individual customer based on their preference data, and we can enhance the customer's experience.
It sounds like it's a personalized AI. So you have the customer preference data And then the recommendation can help you to understand what the customer wants, and then so that you can produce better products for better like clothing for your customers. Is that how it works?
So basically, Azalea is an app. It's a shopping platform that you can create your digital wardrobe. They also have this like AI recommendation for your style. Basically, you can also shop there. We are one of the partner brands on the platform.
I might misunderstand it. So it's more like they recommend your product based on the customer's preference. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. And the first one is a computer vision.
So with ECAI, basically we provide a product photo shoot with white background without any model,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they generate a model for us based on our brand's style,
Um,
the concept of design, etc. You can basically it's like a editorial photo shoot with AI model, but they
I
provide really good quality results.
so because it's costly to hire a model and wear your clothes and then you take photos, right? That's a very cool use case.
Valentino is also using the AI photo shoot function to create their
I see.
model photos.
Wow. So it looks like the models are gonna go out of job because we don't need them anymore. We can just have whoever we want these days, right?
I think it's a balance. Like we, of course, we still need model. Like in some scenario, that you have to use a human if you want certain effect. For example, AI might not be great on hands. There's some nuances. I think it's not gonna replace a real model for
You
like
don't think
within a short time.
how
Yeah, it's a great technology, but I think it's still in the early stage. Maybe in the future, we don't know.
what's missing? What do you think is not good enough comparing with a real human model?
For example, the facial expression, right? With a real human, you can feel the vibe of this person by their pose, their facial expression. But with AI model, I think it's different. You can tell if you're looking at an
Um,
AI model.
that makes sense. Look forward to what more can happen in AI applications for enhancing the fashion industry. Very cool. I know that you've also won multiple national design competition awards in the UK. How do you envision the role of human designers evolve as AI becoming more prevalent in the fashion industry? So we just talked about models. What about designers?
I can see the role of human designers evolving in an exciting way. I'm a designer myself. I think AI is just a different tool. We shouldn't be scared. I can give you an example. Just like before Adobe software was invented, most design processes was like using pencil, ruler, a big piece of paper, and a lot of office space in order to create a design. But now we can just create our sketches without paper on the iPad in a laptop. So AI is just different kind of tool that you can basically free out designers' time so they can focusing on strategy, creativity, all those kind of different work that only human can do. I wouldn't think AI will replace human designer because fashion, like or any design, is very subjective. You need to see this human element and this personal touch in your work. I think human designers still play a very crucial role in making sure that everything's aligned with the brand value, resonate emotionally with customer. Yeah, so this human touch is something AI don't have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you use today as a designer?
Actually, I draw on iPad. I draw
You draw
sketches on, yeah, on iPad.
see what is there any like AI tools that you use?
I have tried some AI tool to create design, but to be honest, I think it's not very efficient because I know exactly what I want, but sometimes I cannot achieve, the standard that I want for the brand. So that's
Yeah,
why exactly why AI is not gonna replace a designer because it's a great assistant, but it's not a team leader.
definitely no. Sounds to me that it's not even good enough right now for at least for designers
Uh,
potentially, right?
yeah, especially if you consider about going to production, then there's a lot more to consider. Creating a beautiful image is not enough. You have to understand the body construction, the technical aspect, pattern cutting of the design, also the materials you choose, what kind of fabric, if it goes with the design, with the brand. There's a lot more to consider. I think that's something you need real world experience. You have to understand the production, you have to understand your customer. Yeah, I just don't think AI can have that knowledge that a real human has because I think it can be very complicated when it comes to production.
I wonder if right now the AI tools that are provided to designers, they're missing a lot of data. Because what you are saying are like more data are needed for the AI to understand material, body structure, market
Yeah.
trend. All those things are extra data that they probably don't exist in the tools today.
I think it's very difficult to train AI to understand the arts because I think AI, they're very good at data, but they don't have emotions. It's very hard because creating a fashion or creating anything like design related, it's very emotional process. You want to build a connection between a brand and the customer. That's something I think that has to require some human touch on this process.
That's a really good point. That I agree. What's missing right now in the AI is emotion, because emotion drives a lot of things, right, for human behavior.
Definitely.
Um, so before I talk with you, I was imagining there are some tools that you can prompt, and then it will draw the picture in terms of design
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Is that something that you tried?
I try different tools like to see if I can create
Yeah.
a AI design, but I cannot really use it. There are some beautiful images, but it's very hard to take it to production and bring it to real life. I know a lot of companies they're using this tool for design inspiration, and then they have a real human designer to do the design. So it's basically
Right.
providing an inspiration source. I think that's great, but it's
Ah,
not
I
the real design process because with the design, there's a lot of decision making.
do you know any other fashion brand are adopting AI, or what's the industry like?
Yeah, in the luxury industry, a lot of fashion houses, they are already using AI because we just mentioned to use AI to do design. And I know Gucci is using AI to collect all the data, predict fashion trends, help the designers with new collections. So they're helping the designer with new collection, not designing the collection as a designer. Yeah, from what I see now, a lot of brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Burberry, they're all using AI as a tool to streamline the process. For example, for retail management, they also collect data from customer to see what's trending, what's the like consumer preference, how many inventory do they need to prepare, things like that.
Those are still traditional machine learning solutions, so big data solutions to
Yeah,
understand market and trend and demand and supply. It's less about doing the job a designer is doing
not
today. It's
really.
not. It's
And
not.
also, I know some brands they are doing AI photo shoots. I think Valentino they create some marketing content based on AI. I think it's cool, but I still don't think it's going to replace photographer's job. It's just different. It's a good alternative, but with the real human, I think there's a lot other aspect behind the skill set. Just like a piece of art. With AI, you can create any art now, but how much would you pay to buy the art?
I agree.
I think this is also the challenging of using AI as a luxury brand. How do you balance the technology and human touch? Because brands must be careful with integrate AI in a way that does not compromise artistic and human elements that define the brand.
Yeah, I like the organic touch of human,
Yeah.
right? Because it feels effort is there, deep thoughts and experience and skill sets are all incorporated into something. And it's not something that's generated within 2 seconds. So it doesn't feel the same.
Yes, I think you're totally right.
I want to ask you about like Asian culture in your mind. I know that you have experienced both, right? You were in China and London, and then now US, and you're also an advocate for the Asian community. How do you balance this culture heritage and the modern lifestyle that inspired by what you're experiencing now, being an entrepreneur and being designer and being having a diverse multicultural background?
I think it comes from my personal experience. I have been living in 5 different countries in the past 10 years. And I wanted to create something that can represent the global citizen status of many other women. So I do incorporate my cultural element, which is for example, this dress I'm wearing with the Mandarin color, combining with menswear's bespoke tailoring suits, I think it's a great balance between East and West. That's how I balance the cultural heritage and modern lifestyle. I can also share a little personal story from my college, how I started this journey. So when I was a first year student in the UK, I was the only Asian in class. So that actually made me think and reflect on my culture. Who am I? What kind of value do I believe in? And who I want to be as a person.
Go
So
ahead.
I was trying to use this Chinese element into my design. And luckily, that's how it led to winning a design competition in the UK and gave me the confidence to blend this Eastern element into modern designs. So from my experience living in Europe and now living in the US, I see a lot of Asian Americans, they want to embrace their identity and culture, but it's hard to find a great balance of product to mix Eastern and Western elements. For example, if you look for Qipao, either you find very traditional, silky, with a lot of prints. You cannot wear them every day, right? It's for special occasion.
I don't want to be the center of attention everywhere I go.
Yeah, exactly. So we did a little customer research and we found this problem that a lot of Asian, Chinese professional women, they want to wear something like, that can represent their culture at work, but they also don't want to draw too much attention of the dress they're wearing because sometimes it's not very professional. So we want to bring this into a modern lifestyle so you can wear it every day. This is why our collection's name is called Everyday Qipao. So you
I
wear it
see.
every day. You just look a professional attire dress, but you have something unique that says who you are.
Yeah, so it's bringing the practicality of a traditional heritage
Yeah.
culture element into our day to day, right? Make it more practical. I'm looking forward to see your collection.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you think of fashion industry in general? What's your opinion on this?
I really hope there's less consumption and more sustainability in the fashion industry. Even I'm a fashion brand, I want to sell more dresses from my brand, but we are using pre-sale model. So we only produce what's already been ordered, so we don't have this waste and overproduction. Because I think overproduction and too much stock is the main reason that fashion industry is not sustainable. And also, when consumer buying a lot of cheap product, that means bad quality, it's not gonna last long. And I remember seeing this interesting data saying they compared two groups of customer. One group, they buy a lot like Zara, this kind of fast fashion brand with a cheap price, but they get a lot of different styles, right? So this is a way of lifestyle. Another group of customer, they spend the money wisely. They buy good quality of dresses, but might be a little bit more expensive than the brands. But in 10 years, after 10 years, who saves most money is the second group who buy good quality and spend more money on each dresses.
I came to that realization myself too. Stop buying stuff on sale. Just buy what you need, even if it's full price, isn't it? So disregard AI or not AI. Can you tell me what is the biggest pain point for fashion industry of having a fashion brand?
Yeah, I think the biggest pain point is the supply chain management.
Can you say more?
Yeah, so how you manage your supply chain decide your retail price. If the supply chain is very expensive, for example, the traditional fashion production is you always order by the big quantity, for example, 1,000 dresses. You send this order to a factory and then they will start to manufacture the dress for you. Then you put it on stock, put it in the shop to hope to sell them all. But if you don't sell them all, after this season, you're going to put them on sale. That's not sustainable. Now, a lot of factories like clothing manufacturing, they're adopting new business model and new technology. So I know there's a type of smart manufacturing companies, and a lot of them are actually embracing AI in the manufacturing process. So you can predict how much you're gonna make and increase the efficiency.
So basically, AI probably is better used on logistics rather than trying to replace designer work, design,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Thank you so much, Summer, for joining us today. I think we learned a lot about fashion industry and how AI currently is helping designers or brands in terms of enhancing your brand value or improve your daily operations. And apparently, it's not as ideal as what we think it could be as of yet. However, if any of our audience, if you're building AI startups and you're interested in fashion, you're looking for some integration, well, sounds like maybe the better route is looking into logistics and solving that logistics problem rather than like trying to automate designer work. So that's one of my biggest takeaway. Thanks for sharing it. It's really nice hearing from you as an entrepreneur in the fashion sector and sharing with us your experience and your brand.
I really enjoy our conversation.
Yeah, thank you. Same here.